Well, greetings, beloveds. Welcome and peace be with you. I'm Reverend Mitzi, and I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to those watching online to Unity of Tempe. So, it's been another week of record-breaking temperatures, right? Across the US, well, particularly across the Southwest and across the world. And Spirit guided me to have another cool theme. If you were here last week, we had a cool theme which helped to cool us down. And this week we're going to skate to success. And as I share this message, I encourage you to think of yourself being in a super cool ice rink. First, though, a joke. Phil and Will built a skating rink in the middle of a pasture, and one day a shepherd leading his flock decided to take a shortcut across the rink. The sheep, however, were afraid of the ice and wouldn't cross it. Desperate, the shepherd began tugging and tugging and pulling and tugging them to the other side. "Look at that," remarked Phil to Will. "That guy is trying to pull the wool over our ice." Boom, boom. So it's my intention this morning to remove the wool from our ice so we can see just how powerful we are in creating the life we deserve. So today I'm going to use the acronym SCATE. Why? Well, as most of you know, I was a professional ice skater many years ago for a very long time. And the discipline that is taught in any sport has components that translate to our spiritual lives. So today we're going to look at how the word skate can remind us of our own innate greatness and how we can perform better in this game called life. Who needs this today? Yes, I do too. I was going to do totally another talk, and I was like, I'm just not feeling it. And I was guided to do this one today, and after preparing it, I felt so much better. So I hope that, and I affirm that you will too. So we're going to begin with the S in SCATE, which stands for something y'all know because I share it all the time. And we talk about it all the time. Shine your light. We share it a lot in Unity because shining our light is a metaphor for spiritual awakening and for expressing and embodying our true essence, potential and nature. Each of us have a lot of potential within us, right? So within each of us is a divine spark. And by allowing that light to shine, we can live authentically and positively impact the world around us. Anyone want to live not authentically? No, we want to live authentically, right? So what we put out, we get back. We know that. It's the law of attraction, right? So in living a spiritual life, it's important to let our God selves come forth and shine. And shining our light also has to do with the law of mental equivalence. Oh, what's that? Well, basically, it means that in order to achieve anything, we have to believe it and see it first, right? So today I'm going to be sharing some quotes from Ernest Holmes, who is the founder of a sister New Thought denomination. We can call it religious science or science of mind, which has nothing to do with Scientology. It's just a sister denomination of unity. So Holmes said, and go ahead and read these with me, if we see only unloveliness, isn't that a nice way of putting something? Isn't that nice? Not like nastiness or nyeh. It's just, let's start again. If we see only unloveliness in others, it is because unloveliness is a strong element in ourselves. The light we throw on others is generated in our own souls, and we see them as we choose to see them. I just love that, unloveliness. So if we want to create a receptive atmosphere for our magnificence, and who knows they have magnificence and it's not all being used? Me, for sure. Anyone else feel like my potential and my magnificence is not being used at the top of its A game yet? Yet. We're all agreeing with that, right? So if we want to create a receptive atmosphere for our magnificence to come forth, we have to recognize that the same greatness is available to all we come in contact with. Now, it might be very hidden, and you might be like, there's no way, right? You might meet someone and go, seriously? But the potential is there to all we come in contact with. I see it for all of you. I see your greatness. It's no challenge for me to see it within all of you. But let's be honest, some others, maybe it is a challenge to see. So this is a twofold activity because we're recognizing the light that is within us and also the light that is within others. And when we do this, we become light magnets. Don't you love that? I love that expression. Say, I am a light magnet. I am a light magnet. I am a light magnet. You are a light magnet. Turn to someone, tell them, you are a light magnet. Yes, you are a light magnet. We are light magnets. Yes, we are. Well, Ernest Holmes cautioned us against trying to manifest our own light by coveting someone else's light. Because sometimes, don't you look at people and you're like, well, they got it all together. They got it all going on. What about me, right? So he's cautioned us and said this. Let's read it together. The light cannot be borrowed from another, no matter how great or noble that other may be. Each of us has been furnished with a divine torch whose wick burns from the oil of the eternal and ever-renewing substance of faith in ourselves and in others. We all have a divine torch. Isn't that great? Got a divine torch going on within us. I just love that. And where exactly does that light come from? Well, it comes from our faith in God as the light, power, and inspiration of our life. It comes from allowing the divine individualized expression that is us to come forth. So remember, you are divine. Let your light shine. So the K stands for, let's say it, know you are one with God. So human life is the incarnation of God in humans. Life is God expressing in, through, and as us. As we realize our oneness as spiritual beings, we acknowledge that while we are not all that God is, all that we are is God. And our congregational song that we sing every week reminds of us of that. That's why when I chose that song, I thought it would be one-time song. And I was like, no, this is the perfect thing to remind us every single week of our oneness. God is life and I am life. God is love and I am love. When we acknowledge our oneness with God and truly recognize that God exists within us, in microcosm, that all that we are is God, then we are ready for those divine qualities to be birthed forth. Some of them are in a long incubation period for some of us. Some of mine are like incubating. I think I have the elephant's gestation period for some, probably like 60,000 elephant gestation period for some of mine. But I'm ready for them to be birthed forth anew. And those God qualities, what do they include? Well, they include the 12 powers, which we're studying this year again, and we'll look at another one next week probably. And there's so much more. And it's also about the power to manifest positive changes in our lives. Ernest Holmes put it beautifully when he said, and let's say it, It's a long one, but it's really good. And I might have shared it before here. At all times, I am aware of my immediate oneness with God. I desert fear and turn resolutely and joyously to faith. And swiftly into my experience comes the desired good. I give thanks that I am divine and that I know my divinity. A sacred refuge is this inner place where my thought contacts and consciously becomes one with the indwelling Almighty. A lot of words, but it's so good. When we desert fear, we're going to talk about that in a minute later on. So good. Being one with God implies that we have the ability to co-create with the divine by aligning our thoughts, beliefs, and actions with the higher spiritual principles. In this way, we can manifest greater good in our lives and contribute positively to the world. So A, what does A stand for? Ooh, let's say it. Acknowledge the good. So it's super easy to acknowledge the good in situations where it's obvious, right? Ron said, Captain Obvious. I don't know. Was Captain Obvious a cartoon character or something? I don't know. Or is it just a saying? Okay. So it is. When it's going well, we're like, oh, yes. When it's fall and let's say winter and the temperatures are cool, we're like, oh, we love living in Phoenix because it's so nice. But in summer, it's like, yeah, not so much, right? 118. I'm loving it. But the challenge is when the good is masquerading behind something that's not so appealing. A difficult person, an estranged relationship, an environment where you don't think you can thrive, or where you don't feel you can live up to your full potential, or you feel underappreciated, or the transition of a loved one. And you could probably name some more too. Feeling like, oh, you're overwhelmed in a class that you're taking, or whatever it is, a program, whatever it is for you, that can be the good, can be masquerading behind all that. Now, people often ask me how they can release energy around a situation in their life. They'll come and say, this is weighing me down. How can I release this? And then they spend exorbitant energy telling me just how awful the person, the place, the thing, or the situation is that they want to release. And before we think, oh, really? Let's be honest, we've all done it at times, right? I mean, I was doing it about Phoenix this week. I'm going to be honest to you. I was like, what am I doing living here? It's so hot. You know, I'm going to be honest. I do it. I'm not that spiritually evolved that everything is just rosy every moment of the day. So sometimes when we whinge, when we complain, when we gripe, whatever you want to call it, it's important for a moment because we're letting off some steam, right? But here's the thing. If we stay stuck in that whinging, a lovely British word, if we stay stuck in whinging, it's only going to bring us momentary relief. It's not going to bring us the relief that we really want. If we don't have some type of spiritual release, we're just going to stay miserable. Anyone ever been there? Come on now, raise your hands. You've all been there at times. You've got on the little rabbit circle of it. Maybe not recently. So Ernest Holmes, though, he said, when we constructively praise and creatively bless, life abounds with love, peace, and joy. Let goodness shine forth, and let us learn to see that everyone is an evolving Christ. So, I love a few things. I love all of this, but constructively praise. Oh, constructively praise. What does that mean? Not constructive criticism, but constructive praise. We've probably all at times been on the end of constructive criticism, but constructive praise and creatively blessing. Oh, well, thank you, God, that the temperatures are raising right now because maybe, just maybe, people who can really do something about it will become more aware. Perhaps. We pray and we hope. But I love this. Let us learn to see that everyone is an evolving Christ. Oh, some of them might even just be a little seed or a little tiny something so small we can't see. But remembering that they're an evolving Christ. All right, as I am, as we all are. I love that. So a situation or belief that's no longer serving us can be spiritually released with love and blessings rather than claw marks from holding on. But often, here's where we go back to the fear, often we hold on, even to things that are causing us pain. Why do we do that? Why do we hold on even to things that are causing us pain? We hold on because we don't know what's next. It's fear, right? That's about fear. And we hold on because we wonder, well, what if what comes next is worse? Right? Or what if we give up something that we decide later really wasn't that bad after all? Or what if we regret our decision? Anyone had thoughts like those ever? Yes? Right. And we can get immobilized in the land of what ifs. But deep down, as we tune in, Spirit will guide us, and that's where faith comes in. And we can make things easier for ourselves by demanding to see the blessing in situations, in difficult situations. Then if we're spiritually guided that they're no longer for our highest good, God, I demand to see the blessing in this situation, then we can release them gently rather than with intense claw marks. So now we go to the T. To thine own self be true. Who knows where this comes from? Yes, and where exactly? Yeah. It's not Macbeth, it's actually Hamlet. And Polonius says it to his son Laertes. And he says it as Laertes is going off to France to study. Actually, here's the full quote. This above all, to thine own self be true, and it must follow as the night, the day. Thou canst not then be false to any, we'll just say person. Thank you, Shakespeare would have said that if he'd have been around now. And, Polonius comes across as a bumbling idiot throughout much of the play. Anyone seen Hamlet? Great. There's many television versions, movie versions out. Great play, one of my favorites. And he appears like this bumbling idiot, but then this gem comes from him. So what does it mean? What does to thine own self be true mean? It means embracing and expressing our true nature, talents and passions without trying to conform to external expectations or societal norms. It's something that I need to remind myself of daily, as it's the cornerstone of self-worth, self-esteem, and all aspects of my human spirit unifying with God's intention for me. Being true to ourselves means paying attention to our gut reactions, to the messages of our innermost God essence, and then following them. Often we hear them and we're like, yeah, I hear it, but I'm scared, right? We don't truly follow it. It also means being rigorously honest with ourselves and others. Being true to ourselves empowers us to take charge of our lives and make choices that resonate with our inner truth. It fosters a sense of self-reliance and confidence. Who could do with some more confidence right now? Yes, all of us are kind of in some way nodding. Being true to ourselves doesn't mean degrading or disregarding others' feelings or beliefs. It involves respecting the authenticity of others and creating an environment where everyone, ideally, can express their true selves without judgment or criticism. We've gone a long way away from this right now, particularly in the US, right? We're like, you can't put anything on social media and not have a bazillion opinions unless you know that you're in a safe space. But being true to ourselves acknowledges that no one is perfect, and it involves accepting and loving oneself, including our imperfections, as part of the journey towards growth and self-realization. E, engage in spiritual practices. You know, we talk about this a lot. We use many spiritual practices in Unity. Tell me some. What's some spiritual practices that we use? Meditation. Tell me another one. Prayer. Tell me another one. Affirmations. Tell me another one. Song. Yes. Tell me another one. Reading scriptural text or whatever. Reading. Tell me another one. Visualization. Yes. If you've got one, shout it out. Service. Acts of service. Attending service. Being here is a spiritual practice. Showing up when it's like a bazillion degrees outside and saying, this is important to me. And it's important to my spiritual community that I show up. And also tithing is a spiritual practice. You know, tithing is actually 10% of our good to where we feel spiritually nourished and supported. Giving back to the community, giving those water things, bringing in things. Catherine shares up in service every week, bringing not only yummies, but also Sydney to bless us. We give water, and Joe serves us by taking that water out in so many ways. Serving on our board, another act of service. Being in nature, these are just a few. There's so many. And I love what Thich Nhat Hanh said. Might make us think about spiritual practices in another way. Because sometimes we're like, oh, I didn't do mine. Uh-oh, don't look. But look at this. Let's read it together. Spiritual practice is not just sitting and meditation. Practice is looking, thinking, touching, drinking, eating, and talking. Every act, every breath, and every step can be practiced and can help us to become more aware of ourselves. Isn't that wonderful? Yes, I love that. So with spiritual practices, why are they important? Because we cultivate insight, allowing us to move out of the realm of reactivity. Anyone ever go to the realm of reactivity ever? Right? We don't want to live in the realm of reactivity. At least I don't. We quiet our undisciplined monkey mind. My undisciplined monkey mind likes to go full ramp speed ahead. But we quiet that monkey mind and choose anew from the realm of infinite possibility to find greater purpose and happiness in all areas of life. So the key is to find what spiritual practices work for you. And they don't have to be the same every day. They might be very different on every day, but just find them and engage in them. Because they support you in gliding across the ice with ease and grace as you skate to success. And so now we're going to anchor this with a cool down meditation. So I invite you to close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths. And as you inhale, imagine you are breathing in the cool and refreshing air in an ice rink. Oh, it's so cool. You actually are feeling a little chilly. It feels so wonderful in here. And as you exhale, release any tension or stress from your body and mind. Now see yourself lacing up your skates and getting on the ice. And don't worry if you've never skated before, or if you tried it once before and didn't work out. For now, at this moment, you are an accomplished ice skater, gliding beautifully across the ice. You are a unique expression of God and have special gifts, gifts that only you can share with the world. Your sparkling outfit that you are wearing on the ice as you glide so beautifully and twist and turn reflects your personality and passion. And as you skate, carefree and effortlessly, you shine your light to everyone around you. You feel confident and free. You are connected to the source of all life, to the infinite intelligence, power, and love that created you. You skate in harmony with the music of the universe, and your every movement is guided by divine wisdom. You feel peaceful, secure, and supported because you know you are one with God. You continue to glide across the ice, and you know that you are surrounded by blessings and opportunities and easily recognize and appreciate them. As you skate, you notice all the beautiful and positive things in your life: your health, your family, your friends, your talents, your dreams. You feel grateful, abundant, and generous as you acknowledge the good. You are authentic and honest with yourself and others and honor your values and preferences. You no longer compare yourself to others. You celebrate your uniqueness and growth. Landing a double axel perfectly, you express yourself fully and creatively, relishing every moment of being yourself. You feel joyful and fulfilled as you embody the statement, "To thine own self be true." You are committed to nurturing your spiritual connection through prayer, meditation, affirmations, service, and other activities that enrich your soul. Coming out of a perfect sit spin, you are in a state of awareness and communion with the divine presence in and all around you. You are inspired, uplifted, and transformed in the realm of possibility as you engage in spiritual practices. You feel calm and collected. Clarity fills your soul with divine purpose as you glide gracefully and skate to success in every area of your life. And now you take a few deep breaths, knowing that something magnificent has happened to your soul. You've remembered who you really are. You live in the realm of possibility. And you allow yourself to gently come back into this time and space. And so it is. Welcome back. I know some of us wanted to stay in the ice rink, doing our double axels and our sit spins and our maybe a quadruple jump, right? We were enjoying it there. Yes. Oh my goodness. Let us say together, I am a beloved child of God, here to be an ambassador of good. Yes, indeed. And so now it's time for our blessings to share of our financial good. I have one which I haven't written out yet, Kent, so I'll give it to you afterwards. I'll put it in the back afterwards so Joe knows before he counts. So let us take our blessing to our heart and see it increasing a bazillion-fold. And let us say together, I am a joyful sharer of my good. I remember that as I give, I receive, and that God is my source. Yes, indeed. And thank you so much, because your givings, your blessings help us to stay, even in these lean months, which will be not so lean when summer's gone, right? When the weather cools down. If you prefer to give online, you can do this way. We prefer Zelle. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kent. We bless these givings. We bless the giver and the receiver and the stewardship of their use. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we bless every prayer that has ever been in the prayer box or will ever be in the prayer box. And so it is. Some quick announcements. You know about Matthew's Food Bank and the most needed items here. And the water, that's the thing that we really need at this moment. So if you're in a store and you see water, don't worry about, it's too heavy to get out of my car. We will help you get it out of your car. So we are doing that, and it's very important right now. So let's say together, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. All is well, and we are grateful. Yes, indeed, we are grateful. For those watching online, we do hope that you join us in person very, very soon. Namaste, and have a blessed week.